Hey, what's up YouTube? This video is in regards to cleaning up, guess you would say, splash up from the highway. My brother picked up this 2002 Chevy Blazer, and he got a really good deal on it. It's got really low mileage for the year on it. It just turned a little over 100,000 shortly after he purchased it, and it has the six-speaker sound system in it, CD player, four-wheel drive, power windows, power locks, overdrive, and four-wheel drive. The nice thing about this vehicle was it was actually a Florida vehicle, which means that a lot of the underneath of it is pretty much rust-free. The body is in excellent condition. I haven't really found any major issues as far as the body concerned at all. The frame has a little surface rust on it, but that's not anything big deal. There's no holes in the frame. The frame's actually in excellent condition. Even the brake and fuel lines actually still have a little bit of the shininess to them. I'm going to try to show you here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but if you come down here under the wheel well, and you look right there, you see that brake line there? That actually might be the fuel line, but they run together in the same junction, the brake and the fuel lines. You can see there's a little surface rust on them, but you can still see metal. Now, if I were to show you my brake lines of my 97 Blazer that's been a PA vehicle its entire life, Pennsylvania vehicle, you would you would probably say, how are you driving that thing? But I've already had to repair the rear brake lines on mine because they were shot. But the only two concerns that I've had with it, and this is video is for if you guys check out on YouTube, it's called the Hack N, the letter N, Pack, P-A-C-K Shop channel on YouTube. You'll see there's an individual on there, his name's Sean, and he puts up how-to videos on body work and how to basically do-it-yourself repairs. He does everything from painting to, he's very mechanically inclined, so he does mechanical stuff, but his videos are really awesome. I've learned how to do a ton of body work just from watching his videos. He's really a great guy, and he's actually very funny to watch. So now the biggest issue here is if you look right down here, there is a little bit of splash up. Now this was on the vehicle when we got it. I'm not sure what it is. It does not look to be like concrete. If you play with it with your fingernail, you can actually chip most of it off. I'm not sure what it is. It almost looks like mortar, or maybe it's paint, street paint, I don't know. There's actually some right up along there as well that's splashed up. That's the biggest issue that I'm not too sure how to get it off. I don't know if there's a chemical or something that any of you guys would recommend to get this off here. I don't want to sand it because the paint is in such good shape that I'd really not want to have to sand it and repaint this section, being the paint is actually in really awesome shape on this vehicle. But if it comes to that, we'll have to, cross that bridge when we get there. But it's splashed up all the way on the rocker panel down here and all the way up. So I'm not really sure what it is. Like I said, to touch it, it almost kind of feels like, to look at it and to touch it, it looks like dried on mud. But when you get up on it and you feel it, it is really, really hardened and caked on there. And I cannot get it off. So I'm not sure what it is. It almost looks like plaster, maybe. That might even be the best way to consider it. Now, if I know this camera's not picking it up, but if I clip at it with my fingernail, it does pick off, and the paint's fine underneath it. It's just, I'm not going to sit here and, scrape this with my fingernail. I'd be here for a week. So if you can recommend a chemical or something not too abrasive that we can use to get this off there, that'd be great. And that's more or less in reply to Sean under the Hack and Pack shop if he has any suggestions. So that's that one there. The other issue is the gentleman that owned this vehicle originally was an older gentleman, and he forgot to close his rear door when he backed out of the garage. So what he did was he actually caught the door here and folded the door all the way back up against this door and didn't break the hinges per se, but broke like the spring and everything on it. So, but if you look here, once again, I don't know what's picking up on this camera. If you look right here, it's just all dented in. It's pretty dented right here. There's a nice big dent right in here. Most people would probably say just replace the door and be done with it. Probably be able to pack this door up pretty good and fix this. Try to bend it up, maybe put some body filler on it, and sand it and try to do like a paint blend on it and then just re-clear coat the whole door maybe. But I'm willing to try to fix this. Like I said, it is dented up and it is pretty creased up, but overall structurally the door is fine. It's just these areas. As you can see, the paint is starting to really peel up right here. This is where the worst damage is. So I could probably pull this dent out of there, and once I pull that out, I could probably just pack this real good with some door glass, sand it down, and paint it, and it'll look great. But I'm trying to get away with the least amount of painting as possible. I do have an air compressor. I do have an air paint gun. I'm just not the expert at painting. I've done some painting with the air gun, and it always runs or gets fish eyes in the clear coat, or I'm not good with getting the adjustments and the blends and everything down right. I mean, I'm willing to try, but I just wanted to see if you think this door is savable or salvageable. This door, I know it is. I can get that fixed. I'll take care of that. That's not an issue. As far as the pinstripe goes, he may end up losing this pinstripe. I mean, the paint chip goes right up into it. I don't know. I mean, the pinstripe's not in the greatest shape anyway. It's starting to look pretty worn from weather. We'll see. You know, I gotta wait until it gets warm, because here in Pennsylvania it's only 39 degrees right now, so I can't do much with it. But other than that, this is it, guys. I mean, my brother, like I said, he picked this up. He's thrilled. You know, I'm not even going to tell you what he paid for it, because it's one of them situations where certain things I just don't like reporting on YouTube. But he got a hell of a deal for this thing, you know. So this is the LS model. Take a quick look inside. Of course, my brother doesn't even know I'm filming this, or he probably would have cleaned it up a little better in here. But this is it. I mean, the interior, I mean, if you look at this, I mean, the interior is in great shape. Now, we're going to shampoo it. I'm kind of a germphobe. I'm very anal about keeping my vehicles clean. So I'm definitely going to, you know, shampoo it. But we've armor-alled it. He put in his own aftermarket JVC factory unit, and everything works. I mean, he picked up, this was missing this rubber insert here. He picked that up on eBay for like 15 bucks. You know, so I don't know what else he got. I think he picked up this tray here, this plastic tray for the CDs. It was missing. I think he got that. I don't know how much he paid for that, but he got that on eBay too. But as you can see, it's got power everything on it. 4x4. Doesn't display the mileage. It's off right now. The only thing I also have to do is we're going to do a fuel pump and sending unit on this. The fuel pump sounds pretty rough on here. It's really whining, high-pitched whining. Almost like a gurgling, whining sound. Even when there's a lot of fuel in it, it sounds like that. One of the things is also the fuel gauge. It goes all over the place. 1 minute it's got the low fuel light on, the next minute it reads a half a tank. So the fuel gauge is really knocked off on here. I have a 97 Blazer. Like I said, this is an 02 97 Blazer. I just got done putting a pump and sending unit in it for the same reason. It was really loud, the pump, and I just had a feeling that it was going to end up leaving me stranded. And I also replaced the like I said, it came one unit, the sending unit and pump. So I replaced that. Now my fuel gauge works 100% perfect now, so I'm thrilled with that. Side note on that, guys, if you do end up doing a fuel pump or sending unit on these, go AC Delco. Do not play games with the aftermarkets or the cheap ones that you pick up at like AutoZone or Advance or whatever. Don't go cheap. Get the get the AC Delco brand and the just do it right. I picked up an AC Delco fuel pump and sending unit assembly for my Blazer. I think Advance wants almost $400 for it, if I'm not mistaken. I picked it up on eBay for $129. He was a top-rated, reputable seller, and he shipped it to me quick. I mean, I live in Pennsylvania. He lived in California. The guy had it to me within like 4 or 5 days. The only thing I had to change was I had to cut off my electrical connection on the vehicle and solder on, and then I heat shrunk the wiring for the new AC Delco. They changed the design of the 4-pin connector that powers the pump as well as connects it to the gauge as well for the sending unit for the fuel level. So I had to cut that off and put in the modified design, which from what I understand on Chevy, they had a lot of problems, or these vehicles had a lot of problems with grounding issues or burning those connectors. So if you get one with it, it's probably not a bad idea to cut it off and put the new one on anyway, to be honest with you. Just make sure they give you a wiring diagram if you get a new pump, and they explain to you what wire goes where as far as setting that up. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock this here, if I can figure out how and I'll let you look in the back. Like I said, the door opens fine. It does have a little bit of a pop to it when you open it, because I think there is some bend somewhere in these hinges a little bit here. But the only thing it really broke was, like I said, where this spring goes in right here and touches there. I'm going to look at it. Like I said, we've only had this vehicle for probably 2 weeks. So we haven't even had a chance to really play with it. It's been so cold and rainy, so like I said, my brother's practically moved into it already. But as you can see, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, look at them seats. This thing's in superb condition, you know. Runs great. The only thing, like I said, in regards to the fuel pump is the starting has a little bit of a delay in it. I think that is related to the fact that, like I said, that fuel pump, I think, isn't delivering the adequate pressure, and it's causing that little bit of a hesitation starting. Plus, I'm sure it's the original plugs and wires. I mean, it's got 100,000 miles on it, so I'm sure, even though GM says they last that long, you know, throw some plugs and wires in it and it should be fine. So, but it's got pretty good rubber on it too. I mean, the tires are good. The only down thing I have to say about this is it looks like they have different front tires versus rear tires. It's usually not recommended whenever you're dealing with four-wheel drive, because it can throw off the transfer case and destroy, you know, drivetrain related issues. So that's the only thing I have. I just told them try to run it in two-wheel drive and don't mess with the four-wheel drive, so you don't ruin your transfer case. But tires are pretty meaty, and you know, other than that, it looks good. So I'm going to close out. Like I said, just want to know if anybody had any suggestions about this, how to get this crap off here, and then you know, as far as the doors, as far as what your thoughts are on that. So other than that, you know, let me know what you guys think. So thank you much for watching, and take care.